when someone is going to purchase this course from their side, so this course is going to be something that even if you guys are at a beginner level, or let us say if you guys are a working professional, that means if you guys are in school, or let us say if you are a student from college itself, or let us say even if you are a data scientist already, and then you are purchasing this course for gaining the generative AI skill set, so all of that. Okay, so each and every single point we were taking from our side, that in that way only we should develop this course. So that's why before exactly you guys will be proceeding with this course itself, we would like to mention some of the key points from our side, that how exactly you guys can proceed with this course itself. So those key points I would like to share with you guys before exactly you can go with this, So you can see some of the key points already being shown over there, that first of all, you guys can skip some concepts if you're already experienced, then you guys can implement while you learn. Okay, along with that, you guys can control the playback speed as well. And then there is no need to rush from your side. You guys can simply take it step by step. And you can have a picture in your mind at this point only, that what all concepts we are going to teach you. Definitely, you guys can have a look over the job description of these companies as well. In whatever job role you guys will get to see, wherein generative AI is a requirement from the company side, you guys will get to see that they are going to ask you for the Python skill set, data analysis, machine learning, NLP, deep learning, and Gen AI skill set. All right, that's why we are creating this course in that way only, wherein we can make sure from our side that every skill set we can teach from our side. Okay, so that's why we would like to mention some of the key points beforehand. So let us proceed with these key points now. So first of all, the first point is that this course is designed for different level of learners. Now, what does that mean? Now, when we were creating this course, as I would like to mention this point again, so we were making sure from our side that even if a student who belongs to, let us say, school itself, okay, so a guy belongs to, class 8 or class 9, or even if a guy wants to start from class 6 as well, so as per that, we were creating this course, and that's why we were making sure from our side that even if we are teaching Python from our side, so we should teach it in a way such that we should cover every fundamental from our side. Okay, we should teach it in a way such that even a student from school can actually grasp the concepts, Just like that, even if a student belongs to college, now a college student as well, even if that guy is not having any knowledge, still that guy can have, can learn everything from scratch itself, whatever is required in the industry nowadays. And even if we are having a working professional, okay, so working professional from companies as well, who are already a data scientist, let us say. So the data scientist can also grasp all of the concepts from their side, okay? Just because, when you guys will be giving the interviews from your side, so you guys will get to realize that what exactly the companies are interested in is that, if your fundamentals are clear or not. Okay, definitely you guys will get to see that when you are creating these LLM applications or these Gen AI applications, then even in 5 or 10 lines of code, you guys can create that application. But what companies are interested in, that tomorrow if we are giving you a business problem statement, then if you're having that mindset or not from your side, that how you guys should think before exactly solving that problem statement, so that's why you should always have that business mindset. You should have your fundamentals clear from your side. Only if your fundamentals are clear, then only with respect to the business problem statement, you guys can make a decision that this is how exactly I need to proceed. For this specific business problem statement, this specific machine learning algorithm I should go with, this specific NLP, this specific vector embedding technique I should go with, vector representation technique I should go with. Okay, so for that, your fundamentals has to be clear, and that is what we are ensuring in this specific course. Okay, so that's why you guys will get to see that in this course, we are going to cover everything from our side. First of all, we are going to teach you Python. So in any of the generative AI role, you guys will get to see that the companies are asking for Python as a skill set. Okay, so if you guys want to learn from basics to advanced, you guys can simply refer to the Python lectures. Okay, secondly, data analysis with Python we are going to cover. Now, why exactly is data analysis with Python is required is because, you guys will get to see that for creating these machine learning models, there is going to be a step that is going to be EDA. So for learning up till EDA or exploratory data analysis, definitely your Python libraries fundamentals has to be clear. That is with respect to NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. And you guys will be amazed that, when you will be working with respect to the text-based data as well, or NLP problem statement as well, then again in that scenario, you guys have to make the use of Matplotlib or Seaborn library. And even in the ANN problem statement, or in the case of deep learning as well, again, these libraries like Pandas or Matplotlib and Seaborn will be used. Okay, so that's why we are covering everything with respect to data analysis with Python. Okay, Then we are teaching you machine learning as well. Now, machine learning is something that is required in every job role you guys will get to see with respect to the generative AI skill set. Nowadays, in 2026, you guys will get to see that, there is a role that is AI ML. Okay. Now, in AI ML role, the companies are interested into this thing that if you guys are able to build these classical ML models or not. And that's why your machine learning concept has to be clear. If your fundamentals of machine learning are clear, then definitely building a deep learning model is not at all going to be difficult for you. Okay. Now, once you are done with working with the categorical or numerical based data, then you guys can proceed with the NLP problem statement as well, wherein you can proceed with working with the text based data now. And then we will be teaching you with deep learning as well. Deep learning is something wherein you guys will get to have the exact picture that how we came up with these Gen AI models. Just because Gen AI is nothing but we can say that it is a part of deep learning itself. That's why OpenAI, what exactly did is that they actually use the concept of deep learning itself. They use the fundamentals of deep learning itself, and because of which we are having something like ChatGPT today. Okay, that's why deep learning is also something we are going to cover from our side. And then finally, everything with respect to generative AI, we are going to teach you from our side. Now, we are aware about this thing that, for every student, they have a different starting point. Okay, that's why if you guys are quite comfortable with the Python concept, if you guys are actually having the advanced skill set with respect to Python, what you guys can do is that you can even skip the lectures of Python. There is no need for you to go through each and every single lecture of Python. All right. Let us say if your concepts of conditional statements and then with respect to like loops and all of that, it's quite clear for you. But if your oops concept is not exactly clear from your side, then what you guys can do is that you guys can simply skip the initial lectures. But with respect to object-oriented programming, definitely you can go through those lectures itself. So there is no need for you that you should go with each and every single lecture if your fundamentals are already cleared from your side. Now that is going to be the first point. Along with that, you guys will also get to see that, in some of the lectures, the speed is quite slow. Just because, again, the key point is that we are making sure about this thing that every learner should grasp the concept from this specific course itself. That's why there is no need for you that you should learn everything from, you should go with the constant speed as well, or you should, go with the normal speed itself. What you guys can do is that you can make the speed up to 2x and then you can learn the concepts. Okay. So these are some of the key points that we would like to mention. First of all, that if you guys feel that if you know something, there is no need for you to go through that concept again and again from your side. Okay. So you guys can skip the lectures, but yes, there is something that is very important that I would like to mention before exactly you guys will be proceeding with this course. So very important point I would like to mention, and that is you guys can skip the lectures, but okay, but you can't skip the assignments. The reason is we are asking you that you guys must do the assignment is because there is only way in which we can evaluate from our side, or we can simply get insight from our side that you are actually learning from our course and you are actually grasping the concepts, or if you are already aware with respect to those concepts or not, if you guys can solve out the assignments from your side. So if you guys can directly solve the assignment, if you are already having the appropriate skill set from your side, then definitely you can skip the lectures. There is no need for you to go from scratch, but you have to make sure that the assignments you guys are doing from your side. Okay. So, we can also be on the same page that yes, you are learning from these concepts or you're already aware about this concept. That's why you are able to do the assignment, That's why always keep this thing in your mind that you have to do the assignment. Okay. This is going to be the first point. Now, if you guys are simply done with respect to, let us say if you guys are simply skipping the Python lecture, so you can do the assignments of Python lecture itself. But yes, there can be a scenario wherein, people are quite great with Python, but they are not good with NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. Okay, most of the people can be quite great with Matplotlib, but they are not having their Seaborn conceptual part clear, we can say. Definitely, you can skip the lectures of Matplotlib and NumPy, Pandas as well, but you have to do the assignment of those. Okay. So along with this, there is also learning rule we would like to mention, and that is you guys should always implement along with us. So, whenever we create a course from our side, we always ensure about one thing from our side that when we are creating this course, so first of all, our fundamentals has to be clear. Okay, like let us say if I'm learning something from my side, so what I do is that I first of all clear the fundamentals from my side, and then I skip to the practical part. I skip to the assignment part and let us say a coding part, right? But I always ensure about one thing, that first of all my fundamentals are clear. Only if my fundamentals are clear, then only I can explain it to you. In a similar way, if your fundamentals are clear along with us, then only you can explain your projects to the interviewer, right? If your fundamentals are not clear, then how exactly you will be able to, explain the concepts or explain the project in the interview? That's why you guys should always ensure about one thing, that you should always implement along with us. Okay, just because this course is not a passive watching course. We don't want you that you are just learning from this course in a way such that you're just going through the lectures and again you are not doing, you have to do it, right? If you're learning something, then you have to make sure that when we are doing an assignment or when we are doing a project, then definitely you should also implement that project from your side. But one thing we can ensure from our side, that we are going to teach you the concepts in a way such that if you'll implement along with us, then definitely those concepts will stay in your mind forever, we can say. Okay, those concepts will be crystal clear to you. That is what something we can ensure from our side. So definitely when we are writing the code, okay, when we are writing the code, you should also write it, right? Just like this, in the case of model training as well, you should also train it. That is what my point is. You guys got the idea, right? So along with this, as I was mentioning the second point, and that is you guys can adjust the speed as per your convenience. I mean, it's always up to you, like whatever is the spelling of convenience. Okay, so the whole point is that when I am learning some concept from YouTube itself, so there is no need for me that I should always go with the normal speed itself. What I do is that if I know some concept already and if I need to revise it, then I can go with the 2x speed as well. And definitely even if I'm learning a new concept as well, then there is no need for you to go with the normal speed itself, right? You can definitely make the speed up to 2x or 1.5x if you want to. Definitely you guys can increase the speed if you feel that the lectures are going quite slow. Again, the reason why we are keeping the speed quite slow is because we have to ensure about this thing, that everyone should grasp the concept from their side. And definitely you guys can skip the concepts as well. You already know. And yeah, if you feel that some concepts or some concepts, if they are actually coming out to be complex for you, then what you guys can do is that you can simply pause and rewind from your side with respect to those concepts itself, right? And then, as I was saying, that there is no need for you to rush the course. You should not always focus upon rushing the course from your side, wherein what you're doing is that you're simply trying to skip the lectures. You're simply skipping the lectures, every lecture from your side, and then you're just trying to complete the course within a time frame. So that is not something you should do, just because, yes, you guys will be able to do this course, you guys will be able to get a certificate, but the whole point is that when you will be appearing for a job role, that is a generative AI based job role. Let us say if you guys are applying for a AI ML based job role, or let us say any of the generative AI based job role, if you guys are applying for, then the whole point is that if your concepts are not clear and if you're simply rushing the concepts, then how you will be able to crack the interviews? How you will be able to explain the concepts as well from your side? Okay, that's why you should never focus on rushing the course from your side. It's because what we are ensuring from our side is that you are going to learn from your side that how machines actually learn from data. That is the first thing. Along with that, you guys will get to see that how from deep learning, from the deep learning concepts or from the deep learning knowledge, we came across something as Gen AI. All right. So don't try to rush everything from your side. You're just skipping the lectures, you're just doing the assignment. That is not going to work in the interview. You have to clear the interview as well from your side. Okay. So along with this, I would like to mention some of the points. When we were creating this course, so what exactly was the learning flow? So if I'll just simply explain it to you, what exactly is the learning flow we are deciding from our side is that, first of all, if you guys will get to learn about Python, then what you can ensure from your side is that you're now quite great with the language of AI. So AI understands in Python language itself. That's why that language we can teach you. Secondly, what we can ensure from your side is that you guys can learn about data analysis. Now, with respect to data analysis, what you guys can learn from it is that how you guys can understand the data that you guys are having. So what type of data you are having, if it is consisting of any issues in it, or what all kind of columns you are having. So for that, we will be teaching you with data analysis as well. Just like that, we are going to teach you with machine learning as well. Now for machine learning, you guys, with respect to machine learning, you guys will simply learn from data now. That's why we are teaching you that. So first of all, you will learn about the data, and then your models will learn from that data. Okay. Then with respect to NLP, now your models will learn with respect to the data itself, but your model will learn from the text-based data, we can say. So understanding text is going to be the next part, and then the next part is going to be about deep learning. Now, why we are teaching you about deep learning is because you guys will get to see that if you're having something like chat GPT or something like that, so these kind of models are nothing but these neural networks itself. These are actually the neural network which has been trained on a huge number of parameters, that is trillions of parameters nowadays. You guys will get to see, like we are having the model something as GPT 5.2 nowadays in 2026, if you guys are aware about, right? So these kind of models are actually being trained on trillions of parameters. So before exactly getting into the trillions of parameters, you guys have to understand what exactly these parameters are, how you can train a model with just 100 of parameters, then you can shift into learning about trillions of parameter model. No, that's why a clear picture of neural network and everything you guys will get to have in the deep learning lectures. So I'm just providing you with an overview that what all things we are going to teach you, so that you guys will get to have an idea that if I should learn Python or not, if I should learn data analysis or not, if there is any need for me to learn about data analysis or not. All right, that is the whole point. And then finally, with respect to generative AI as well, you guys will get to see that in the case of generative AI, you guys can create the exact intelligence that is required for your model. Okay. So, if I just provide you with a kind of exact, approach that you guys can go with from your side. So the exact approach is going to be, first of all, you guys should watch the lectures. Whatever you feel from your side that, okay, it is important for me to learn about. If I don't know about, the basics of this concept itself, then what you guys can do is that you can watch that lecture, and then you can implement what we are also implementing from our side. Just because not just the conceptual part, but along with that, we are also teaching you with the practical knowledge as well. Then you guys can practice from your side. Just because we are not going to provide you with each and every single question. We are not focusing upon becoming an advanced learner in the field of Python. We need to explain you from scratch what exactly this concept is, and then we will be solving some basic problem statements, and then yes, we will be going with the advanced part as well. But we are not planning to become an Python engineer, right? We are not exactly applying for a job role which is just asking for Python skill set. But that's why what you guys can do is that you can practice more questions once your concepts are clear, so that you can become more proficient in the field of Python, or let us say in the field of machine learning and whatever it is, right? And then once you will practice from your side, then you guys can simply do the assignments as well. Now, if the first three steps you guys will proceed from your side, wherein you are watching the lectures, implementing the concepts and practicing, and doing the assignment is not at all going to be difficult for you. And then yes, without revising, these concepts will not sustain in your mind forever. So that's why revision is also going to be a kind of important part for you. Okay. So yes, there are some key points that you would like to mention that, yes, for doing this course, you guys need to have an important thing inside you, and that is going to be patience. You need to have patience. Along with that, you need to have consistency. Along with that, you need to have a practice mindset. Let me tell you this thing, that if you guys are just feeling that, I'll just build these basic Gen AI models, and then I'll apply for these job roles which are asking for, this Gen AI skill set, and which are, providing you with a package of 10 to 15 LPA or 20 LPA. So they are not just going to hire you when you guys will be building these basic Gen AI applications by using LangChain. They are actually going to ask you everything from scratch. They are going to ask you these machine learning algorithms as well, these deep learning algorithms. They are going to ask you everything with respect to the transformer architecture. You can go through LinkedIn as well. In LinkedIn as well, you guys will get to see that a lot of professionals are posting these things, that if you are applying for the Gen AI based job role, you have to ensure about one thing, that every basic concept is clear from your side. how exactly is linear regression is working, then how exactly these ensemble learning models are working, what exactly is the difference in between TF, ITF versus word to vec. Okay, if you have implemented a word to vec technique itself or not. So not just these, in the year of 2024, or let us say in the year of 2023, at that point of time, you guys might would have seen that even if you're building these basic Gen AI applications by using LangChain, then at that point of time, it was actually able to crack these Gen AI based job role. But in 2026, let me mention this thing that if you are just having those basic skill set, no one is going to hire you. Yes, in internships, maybe you can crack those internships, okay? But if you're applying for a job role, definitely your basics has to be clear, okay? So we have highlighted all of the key points from our